Start the morning right with a cup of Vinyl Tap. Nothing beats the refreshing taste of a hot, warm mug of Vinyl Tap. Enjoy your podcast in liquid form today. Vinyl Tap. Enjoy responsibly.
Welcome to Vinyl Tap.
I'm Jason.
Phoebe. We just listened to a whole bunch of So Fresh. The theme was not So Fresh albums. It was songs from the mid-2000s.
And we all just happened to pick So Fresh.
If you didn't pick what the theme was, then you probably weren't paying attention.
You need to go back to school, I think.
Yeah.
Thoughts on our experience?
I want to know how and why you both picked the So Fresh albums that you chose.
Well, I can't remember. It was weeks ago, but I'm going to try and guess. I'll reconstruct my thought process. I originally wanted to pick a summer one that was also like a compilation of the previous year, so it was a double album with 40 songs on it, and then we started looking at the actual playlists, and it went for like 4 hours, so we're not going to do that. Instead, I chose another. The reason I wanted to do that one is because it had... what song was it? I think it was Mr. Brightside. No, Mr. Brightside was on one of the ones we actually did. It was some Killers song, I think. But I just picked another one with the Killers song on it because I just wanted to listen to the Killers. So that's how I picked my So Fresh album. Thank you.
Peeps?
Did I pick? I picked the one with the Killer song on it, didn't I?
Yes.
Mr. Brightside. In fact, no, that's why I picked that. I was like, I want to know what else happened in this year, because everyone knows Mr. Brightside, so it's like, okay, why doesn't anybody else sing all of the bangers from that? And there's a good reason for it. It was an educational experience.
Yeah, so it was the one classic that came out of that year.
I mean, that season.
Why did you pick 2003 Hits of Summer?
It was the one that had the most artists on it with the most songs that I knew and liked.
Fair enough.
So I didn't want to just put on a random bunch of 2000s. There was a couple that I was tossing up, but this just had, Eminem, Pink, Counting Crows, Skater Boy, like it just ones that I knew, ones that I like. And I'm
good
glad
season,
I did.
good year.
Glad
So
that I
it
did
wasn't
compared
because
to
you
the other ones
happened
we
to.
listened to.
Yeah, it wasn't because you happened to own a copy of
You little bitch.
Is that the one that you chose?
No, that's the one that you chose, you motherfucker.
Well, you're going to choose it.
Would you have chosen it otherwise?
I have it. Like,
Oh,
wow. Top 10 anime plot twists.
yeah, so anyway, I definitely think that Jason won this season.
You lost, Beebs, by a long, long way. Like,
Did
your
I?
album,
Yeah,
your
actually,
album
no,
had
I
Mr.
did, yeah.
Brightside on it, but it also had the rest of the album on it. So
Yeah.
yours had all the terrible R&B with all the, way too high drums in the mix and just repetitiveness.
I didn't actually mind that too much. Maybe I've got a soft spot for drums being high in the mix.
I have an incredibly specific fetish.
Yeah. I do very biasly think that mine was the best this season. I don't know what I took from listening to all three. I feel... Obviously, it's hard because they've set themselves kind of like a limitation. They're choosing songs that have come out recently within that season to make a compilation of 20 songs. And that's very limiting as to what songs you can choose. Maybe they should have gone with less than 20 songs, but I don't feel like it was consistently banger after banger after banger.
It's a real time capsule.
It is.
Yeah,
Like, we open it up and we go back in time and we listen to shit music and one out of every 16 songs is actually good.
I conceptually, it's wonderful. It did just replace, I think it's called Hit Machine, that was before it, or something like that.
Yeah.
Very happy to announce that So Fresh is still going. You can still purchase 2019. I don't know if there's 2020 yet.
I think there are. Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
I really wonder what kind of music they're putting on it, like in current year, because when we look back on this era 17 years from now, what shit music will be on the So Fresh now? Who knows? I mean, we can just check right now. We can know, but we don't currently, is what I'm saying. I wonder, like, if the percentage of music that we personally enjoy is going to be the same as looking back on 2003, 4, and 5, and 6.
I would assume not, given things like Spotify, where people can create their own playlists and listen to more niche genres and bands. I'd assume that stuff that's in the pop realm, while it's still heard by a lot of people, I would argue that people are more finding what they want to listen to and not just having like radio stations and record labels say, hey, this is what you want to
So
listen
Fresh was
to.
always going to be a compilation of the most popular music according to the people who make it. So that's stuff that, like, in spite of all the niche music finding and personality that things like Spotify give us, that's still going to be the same because, like, the most amount of people are still listening to certain songs.
Yeah, but the most amount of people listening to stuff is still things that are being put on the radio and stuff where people aren't actively engaging. That, doesn't necessarily mean it's their favorite thing, but just because it's been heard by the most people, then statistically it falls under the most popular.
It depends on, like, how they choose the songs they put on these compilations. I really doubt that the really weird niche stuff that's cool and people are going out of their way to find, or Spotify is finding for them, I really doubt that that's going to find its way onto compilation albums like this.
Oh, I'm saying it won't, which is why I'm
Okay.
saying the percentage of songs we'll like on So Fresh won't be as high in 17 years' time.
Right. Oh, I was saying that the percentage of songs that I currently like in these So Fresh albums is low.
Oh, yes, but I'm saying it will be lower.
It'll be even lower. Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Glad
And that's
we're
our
on the
glimpse
same
into the
page.
future.
So I thought that was the question you posed.
So, these albums were great for road trips.
Really?
Yeah, they're an interesting time capsule in that the years that we listened to, streaming music wasn't a huge thing. Like, iPods were kind of around, but also not.
I don't think they were in
Like-
2003, were they? MP3
I
players
think
were
there
a
was-
thing.
MP3 players were a thing. I think like maybe the iPod had maybe just started to hit, but like it wasn't a huge thing. So this was like, I guess the way that you'd listen to all of your favorite tracks. Yeah, I don't know. I just, it really just makes me question people's music tastes. But I guess, some asshole like me in 19 years' time is going to question my music tastes. So, it's a circle of life, right?
I guess. I think it's really interesting how different it is to listen to a compilation start to end as opposed to like one artist on an album. Or even like a compilation that's genre themed, or there's another criteria for picking the compilation, like a best of album or something.
Mhm.
Whereas because this is pop, it's so broad and all over the place. It definitely doesn't feel like it's one cohesive thing, except for it is going into it.
Yeah, if I was presented
mean-
with these songs in this order, I'd be like, what are you doing? What is this? Unless I knew that they all came out in that certain time.
Maybe we've been listening to it in the wrong way, like just sitting down and listening start to finish. I would say that's clearly not how it's meant to be listened.
Yeah, we're supposed to go back and listen to it on shuffle and press pause in the middle of songs and go do something for 3 hours and then come back and listen to the rest of it.
Or even just pick out your favorite,
Yeah.
3 or 4 songs and just listen to those constantly.
Yes, so
Right.
what we've gone from this is that listening to these albums in a way that they were not intended to be listened to isn't the best experience. So who would have guessed that?
Probably all of us.
Probably anyone, yeah.
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 It's by that fault then our own limitations that have made us suffer this pain.
Like all pain in life, this is self-inflicted. You can
Um,
use that slogan so fresh.
Oh, the only other thoughts would be that the music videos from all of the albums were cool. They were like a real time capsule.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of
aliens.
timing. I think the standard of quality in the video was much more consistent, dare I say it, and better than the overall like standard of quality for the music.
I would probably agree with that, taking into consideration all of the songs that we didn't like. I mean,
Yeah,
there are plenty of
yeah.
videos I didn't like, but probably not as many. Yeah. And I don't think I hated them as much as the songs.
You probably weren't being as critical of them as well, though.
No, we're not a film. We're not here to critique films, are we?
Not yet.
Oh, I'm in the wrong
Tune in next
podcast.
time where we talk about June the 1970. I don't know when it came out. That's Final Tap.
So fresh, so Final Tap.
Stay fresh, listeners. As we've always said from the very beginning, keep it fresh in the fridge.
Super fresh in the fridge.